Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Danielle. This is Made on the Cape here on YouTube and on Instagram. This is my channel about my cross stitch. This is my weekly cross stitch update. Today is March 19th, 2023. We have a bit of a different background today, different angle. There is a skylight right above me, and right now it is casting a very strong shaft of light over the other part of my couch. Today we have one small piece of haul. I had like 7, I think, projects to show you, with 3 of them being finishes. I got done so much more this week than I thought I did, but also there was one project that I didn't even get to that I thought I might. So we'll just get started. The first thing is the haul. I was watching Vana and I saw she had purchased some plastic floss pallets, and I do Mill Hill kits, and also my cruise ships. I just usually just take pieces of cardstock and I punch holes in it, and I write the floss colors next to the holes. But my hole punch is small, and I always have trouble re-stringing the floss back onto the palette. So I thought that these would be absolutely perfect. So I picked up a pack of 12. They're less than $10, very cheap. And what I do is I write on the plastic in Sharpie, and I don't know if people know this, but like especially on plastic, if you write on it with Sharpie, it won't smudge off, but when you want it to come off, you just, hold on one sec. Sorry about that. I got a tickle in my throat. So as I was saying, when you're done with what you've written on the plastic with, you can clean it right off with rubbing alcohol. So it's perfect. I'll show you what my palette looks like when we get to the cruise ships. Actually, cruise ships are next. Normally, this is my morning coffee stitch. This week, however, I was on a mission to get the Red Sox logo done this week. So I was using every single extra second that I had to work on that one. So this week, my morning cross stitch was the Boston Red Sox logo. So this project I didn't touch until yesterday morning, but it goes really fast. This is why I use it as my morning coffee stitch, because it takes about an hour and a half to 2 hours per cruise ship. So 20 minutes every morning adds up. But it's not something that is very in-depth that I have to worry about first thing in the morning. So this is what the floss palette looks like for my cruise ships. I have it set to the colors I use for the Royal Caribbean ships, the Carnival ships, and coming up next week, I think we'll see finally a Norwegian cruise line, and of course the 310 that I use for the names underneath the ships. So I will put in here what it looked like last week. And here's what it is this week. Our next ship that we sailed on was the Carnival Dream in 2010. And I tried to find any kind of information on like where we sailed on the Dream or anything like that. I have 0 photos from this trip. I don't remember anything about it. But I couldn't remember what had happened with the Liberty in 08. But in looking for photos for the Dream, I remembered what was so significant about the Liberty. It was the first ship that my mother-in-law sailed on with us, ever for her. We were invited to eat with the captain and the department heads of that ship. And apparently back in the day, they would invite one family per cruise to dine with them. And we were seated up on this big dais, big round table, and it was a department head and one of our party. And there were 6 of us that were on that cruise ship. And it was an amazing opportunity. But I was so scared going up to this. I thought it was a joke at first, because we had gotten a message in our room on the phone saying that they wanted us to dine with the captain, and I was like, nah, it's a joke. Somebody's playing a joke on us. But it wasn't. We dined with them on the second night of the cruise. It was supposed to be the first, but we had reservations at one of the restaurants, and they didn't get out to us in time to ask us to sit with the captain. So second night of the cruise, and everywhere we went, every single employee of the ship knew our names, knew who we were sailing with. They would point our family out to us wherever we were going. Like if we went into the theater, they were like, oh, hello, so-and-so is, sitting the 3rd row to the left, blah, blah, blah. It was quite amazing. And they left us gifts in our room every evening. And I told my mother-in-law, I'm like, don't get used to this. This does not happen on every ship. But I don't even think that they do that anymore. I haven't seen it anyway. So there's a little photo of us with the captain. And the other heads of... So one of them was head of engineering, head of housekeeping, and head of the kitchens. So it's me and my husband, his brother and his wife, and my mother-in-law and her husband. It was so fun. They sent us this photo as one of the gifts one night. The captain signed it. Super fun. So next is my work lunch stitch. It is Trick or Treat by Maria Diaz. I'm stitching it out of the October 2017 The World of Cross Stitch magazine. Here's what it will look like when it's done. Here's where it was last week. And here it is this week. So I finished the little ghost, got him all back stitched. it's supposed to say spooky here and backstitch like a font or whatever, and I didn't like the way it looked, so I left it out. And then of course I started the pumpkin here. I got that cobweb backstitched in. This project is just so cute. I got to take all 5 days worth of lunches this week, so about 5 hours worth of work on this. Monday and Tuesday I worked on A Garden Party by Nora Corbet. Here's where it was last week. And here's where it is this week. I finished it on Tuesday evening. I was so close after beading on Monday that it only took me about an hour and a half on Tuesday to finish. So I went ahead and finished all of the purple beading on this blue dress. I know it's pretty hard to see these beads, but the beading on the little garland down there. There's so much beading in that garland. And then of course on this pink dress here. There's beading all in here. Yep. So I had started this project in April 12th, 2019. Finished on Tuesday. Almost 4 years. I must say that this did stay unworked on for quite a long time. So that was finish number one for this week. Gotta stay organized. So after I finished that Tuesday night, I worked on the Boston Red Sox logo more. Literally every free second that I wasn't working on something that I had, something else that I was working on that. So Wednesday, I pulled out Super Mario by Choco, Coco Stitch on Etsy. I'll put a photo here of what it's supposed to look like when it's done. I am stitching this on a 16 count Ada in Sea Spray by Witchelt. I will also put where it was last week, or last time we saw it anyway. And here it is this week. I got this whole section done here. Telling you, I just love the way this is coming out. It is adorable. I got home Thursday from work. This is 952 stitches. I got home Thursday from work, and I started the little chompy flower thingies, and I got like 21 stitches done, and I just couldn't do it anymore. My eyes were so tired. I leaned back in my chair and I fell asleep the entire evening. I got up at like 11:30 and went to bed for the rest of the night. I just was worn out. So, would have liked to have gotten more. I really did want to get this little chompy flower done, but no difference. No big deal. It'll get done at some point. Okay. So Friday I was going to pull out my full coverage mini Curl Up with a Good Book, but decided since it was St. Patrick's Day that I would work on a little tiny St. Patrick's piece. So I got March 9 patch by Primrose Cottages on Etsy, and I stitched this on a 16 count Ada in Sunshower by Witchelt, and I started and finished the whole thing on Friday. It is adorable. It's super teeny tiny. You could see it with the size of like my hand. I don't know if I'm gonna do a flat fold or a little pillow. I picked out that pack of spring colored cotton that I had gotten at Joann's. Came with this orange, so I thought that would be a good contrasting piece to go with this, whether it be a pillow or a flat fold. I think I'm leaning towards flat fold. I haven't tried one of those in a while. I didn't do such a great job the first time I did one, but practice makes progress, so we'll try again. I chose all my own colors for this. I used Kreinik 002HL number 8 braid for the gold. Pretty puffy because it's a number 8 braid, but I thought that was cute. I used some random dark green that was in my stash. I didn't have a color number attached to it. It's a DMC, but I didn't write down what color it was on there, so I lost track of it. So it's just been sitting. So it's good to use it up. The gray is Victorian Motto Slate. And the border color, it's a greeny browny color. It's by Jottery Designs and it's color number 004. And then of course just 310. Okay, so next is Red Sox Logo. Finally, I've been talking about it all video. This is by Stitcher Universe on Etsy. I stitched this on a 14 count white Ada. I will put what it looked like last week right here. And finish number 3. I finally finished it up yesterday morning. I tried calling my nephew to find out how he wants this finished. I didn't get a hold of him. So we'll try again today. But I'm very excited for this. I do have some Red Sox fabric up here that I'll use as finishing fabric for it. Very cute. So I'd worked on 3 projects yesterday. This, cruise ships, and then I pulled out, after I finished this, I pulled out Winter by the Cricket Collection. Here's what it will look like when it's done. I will put a photo up of what it looked like last time I stitched on it. And I'm stitching this on a 28 count Lugana in Celeste by Color and Cotton. And here's where it is now. So I finally got to the E. I finished the sled. I backstitched the runners on it. Now with this project, all of the backstitch is charted to be 1 strand. I have changed it to 2. I just feel like the 1 strand gets lost amongst everything else. All of the backstitch I've been doing on this, I've been doing in 2 strands. So I stitched the E so that I could backstitch the runners, the 2 little birds, the bird feeders, the bird seed ball, and like all the snow and everything everywhere. It's got a little bit of bird seed that fell down on the ground over here. It's just so cute. I love this project. So easy to stitch, so quick. It doesn't look like it would be quick because there's a lot of detail, but I don't know, it just stitches up so fast. So I worked on this yesterday afternoon and then finished that up this morning. There's 1 letter left on this one, and then it'll be done. And on to the next. Maybe I'll be able to get this done and get spring started for spring. I might have a secret stitch coming up that I'm gonna have to do. I won't show until it is delivered to the person that it will go to, just in case. But other than that, that was everything from this week. All 7 of my projects, 3 finishes, which is amazing. And that's it. So we'll see you next week. Happy stitching.